Welcome everyone, welcome to another preview. We are once again going back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015, because there's another DLC out for it with some rather exciting cars. A type of car, well, a brand that I've always admired for its beauty really. Maserati. Look at this. I mean, this is a classic, of course, the Maserati Sebring, 1962, I believe, and it was quite the Gran Turismo car back in the day. I think it had around, 255 horsepower, something like that. It could actually reach about 220 kilometers per hour, which was, it was not bad for the time. Of course, forget muscle cars, because muscle cars could be fast in a in a straight line, but this was a Gran Turismo car, which meant luxury, comfort, but also speed. And it's just, I don't know, it just looks lovely, and the developers have really done a good job of catching the look of the Sebring, I think. Of course, forget the rustiness, because this is actually a car that, of course, you will work on. But it's just, I like the attention to detail that they've put in. Of course, I'm assuming that when they've contacted Maserati, the Maserati people have said, okay, sure, you can put our cars into the game, but make sure it's all there, all the details. I mean, look at the window handle, the door handle, all that stuff. It's pretty neat. Of course, it looks, it's like out of the factory inside, but of course that's Car Simulator 2015. Maybe we'll get dirt and such later in another Car Simulator game. Look at all those switches. I really like that. They're actually doing that in cars today again, like in the Alfa Romeo or the Minis, for example. I like those, airplane-like switches. I just noticed that. Look at that. The seat adjustment, I believe. Not exactly sure. Almost looks like electric seat adjustment. It might have been. Anyway, so you in the DLC you get the Sebring, but of course also the Gran Turismo MC Stradale, which just looks absolutely amazing. I was always so taken aback by the front of the Maseratis, of the modern Maseratis. I love that huge gaping hole for the for air and those really aggressive headlights. I love the looks. Of course, my favorite is probably the Quattroporte, that car is also in the DLC. However, I can't show you that car because it's going to be released soon, but at a later date. So it is very similar, of course, to the Stradale, but the Quattroporte is just even sexier, I feel. Yeah, I can't open the doors. So actually, let me move the Classic onto one of the lifters, and let's move this one into the center to show you. So of course you will be working on these cars. Everything just like before is possible. You can remove the car parts like the fenders, the hoods, the bumpers, and so on, the wheels. But of course everything else is also allowed to be removed, like the engine parts, suspension, ABS modules, and so on and so forth. So there is the lovely engine. If you've never heard a Maserati engine. The Sebring, by the way, was powered by a Ferrari engine. Well, it's a Ferrari Maserati engine, but if you've never heard the Quattroporte, for example, go to the Maserati webpage, configure a car, or just, check out one of the cars, and they've actually got recorded sounds of the engines and the exhaust and such, and the Quattroporte is just amazing. It really sounds like I'm being sponsored by Maserati, doesn't it? I wish I was. It's Maserati, if you feel like sponsoring me, feel free to, give me a Quattroporte. I really would not be angry. I'm being completely and utterly honest here. I would not be angry in the least. Look, I've just removed the bumper. See? I've just removed it. So, there we go. So, of course, you know what we gotta do with this thing, right? We gotta go and test it. We gotta go and drive this thing. The drag strip. Let's go to the old factory test track first and take the Stradale for a spin. I believe that these loading screens aren't recorded, are they? Yeah, I think it doesn't actually record anything I say here, so just in case it does, and I forget later on to edit it out, I'm going to speak while the loading screen is on, so it's not just nothing. There we go. And if the loading screen was not recorded, then I'm going to sound like a fool now. So anyway, I love the interior, by the way, as well. They took a lot of care to do the interior. This thing has, by the way, 444 horsepower, so it's kind of quick. It's also very light, and it actually uses some Formula 1 technology. Oh yeah, doesn't really have the sound of the of the Stradale, but yeah, driving with a keyboard, not really the best idea. I just hit a Maserati. Alright. So that was fun, but let's take it to the drag strip. There we go, we got the parts. Rear drive axle, wow, quite a lot of stuff broken. By the way, I was talking about the Formula 1 technology. There's also something else that's interesting. They've managed to reduce the friction in the engine by strategic usage of diamond-like coating. Yeah. I mean, now look at your own car and tell me if you've got some diamond-like coating in there. Bloody hell, yeah. The Maserati Quattroporte. That is a car I would not, not mind owning. Of course, as I said, this is not the Quattroporte. This is the GTMC Stradale. So let's go to the drag strip with the Stradale. Actually, let's take the Sebring. Alright, accelerate to start. Well, let's accelerate then. It's difficult not to spin out. Oh shit, gear up. Damn. I forgot that I needed to shift on my own here. Well, that's gonna have some pretty bad times now, but into the red. But look at this thing, it moves. Despite being from 1962. 180. Not bad. No, don't crash, please. It's a Maserati. Let's return to the garage. Funny thing about this this old classic, it actually had automatic transmission as an option, which I believe was a first for Italian drivers. I don't think they could buy a automatic car before. I'm not sure on that one, but anyway, yeah, so you get these two cars, and of course the Maserati Quattroporte. I gotta stop salivating. Later on when it's actually created. Wait, let's get out of here. So anyway, as I said, like before, you can, take everything apart. You can take the engine apart. Everything is there, as you can see. It's pretty cool. Look at where the air filter is. That's awesome. And more to the point, you can also buy these things on an auction and then restore them. And then, of course, sell them. So it's pretty awesome. Look at those exhausts. Look at that. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. And like I said, these Maseratis have such amazing sounds. It's crazy. You gotta go and listen to them. If you're if you're a petrol head at all, I do implore you, go and listen to them. So yeah, lovely cars, and yeah, they've done a really good job in creating them. within the game. As I said, I would still like, after all this time, some actual wear and tear to be visible, like dirt and scuff marks and so on and so forth. And also some shadowing inside the car. I think that's what sort of bothers me the most. There is some shadowing, but everything almost looks like fully brightly lit. You know? Where's the start button? It must be here in the back. Oh, I want to drive this thing. Yeah, I do. There's the automatic transmission on the bottom. I can't actually look down that much, but you can see the reverse button, I believe that is. There's also the settings. You can see race, sport. It's got a robotized manual transmission, which is interesting. Well, it's an automatic transmission, but, you know, I'm not actually sure why it's called that. I know that in race mode, it switches gears in 16 milliseconds. I got that from Wikipedia, which is quite fast, of course. So anyway, yeah, there you go, Maseratis. I mean, I could salivate over this all day, but I just wanted to show you that you can get this classic and that amazing machine and the Quattroporte incoming later on with this DLC. All the links will be down below. I hope you've enjoyed this really, admittedly, very short preview with me mostly salivating over the cars and over the brand, which I cannot afford in a lifetime. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll put all the relevant links down below if you wish to buy the DLC. And, well, we'll probably be, well, doing something with these cars in my own Let's Play as well. So, thanks for watching. MetalCanyon out.